Hi everyone, my name is Katy. Welcome to your Yin Yoga practice for spinal mobility and honoring our own intuition and inner wisdom. Okay, we're going to get started. The only thing that you really need for this practice is either 2 towels or 2 blankets and a mat. You really can just do it on the ground too if you have enough cushioning. So if you need to pause me and grab those, go ahead. I always like to sit with a cushion, especially in Yin Yoga, because we sit for longer, okay? So let us get started in Sukhasana, or easy seated pose. We'll start by welcoming ourselves to the practice today. So just take a deep breath in, exhale, sigh it out. Take a moment to let things kind of trickle, calm down a little bit. We're going to start with Hakini Mudra, which is the mudra that helps us to honor our own inner wisdom, our own inner knowing, our intuition. And how you do it is start just by bringing your palms together in Anjali Mudra or prayer pose. And then you just start to open up. So your fingertips are all still touching, but you've got some space in there, all right? Something like that. And you can either leave this at your heart, you can let your forearms rest on top of your thighs, or you can even bring it to your area of intuition, your area of knowing, your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. And even if you are not a fan of mudras for the spiritual, energetic reasons, it's always good just to move your hands in different ways too. So you've got some physical benefit there if that speaks to you more. So we're going to take a moment here and just let our breath be natural. Welcome ourselves to this journey today. And when you're ready, just bring your palms together at your heart center. Anjali Mudra. And then let's extend your feet out straight in front of you. Flex your toes, okay? You can lift and lower your knees just to bring a little bit of movement, roll it around a little. We're going to start with caterpillar today. So this is just a really gentle forward fold. You can stay up on your blanket if you want. You can keep a tiny bend in your knees. And we're just going to fold over until we naturally stop. Okay, that's our edge. In Yin Yoga, we go to where we naturally stop. We wait a little bit, give ourselves some time, and then we see if we can go a little bit deeper. But we never force anything. We never bring ourselves to the point of pain, okay? And as always, make sure you're okay to practice any type of yoga before you start, all right? And again, if you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, take yourself there, okay? All right, and then let's gently come up. We're gonna bring your fingers behind you and just lift up your heart center a little bit. Just stretched our spine forward. So now we've got to kind of counter that with a little bit of a back bend here. And then we're going to come into deer pose. So if you want to come off your blanket for this, or it's also called 90-90. So basically you just take one shin and you make it parallel to the short end of the mat, and then you take the other shin and you make it parallel to the long end. And then you look at your joints, okay? So you look at your hip, your knee, and your ankle, and you make sure they're making a square or 90 degrees on both sides, okay? You gotta adjust as appropriate. You always have the option to make yourself more comfortable, please. And then you can fold in whatever direction your body's needing you to go today. So if you just want to stay upright, maybe reach onto your back leg, or if you want to fold forward over your front leg, play with it and find your space, okay? And in Yin Yoga, we have a lot of time for quiet because we just let time and gravity do all the work for us, okay? We come into the pose and then we let them do their job. So sometimes when we have these moments of quiet, our mind will start to wander, right? That's the job of the mind, is to wander, to come up with ideas, to think. It's just doing its job, just like our heart pumps. That's its job. So sometimes, though, we need to, for our own sanity, our own calm, we need to redirect our mind, okay? So if you want a mantra that you want to repeat to yourself, or if there's a thought that you want to come back to during the practice, if your mind starts to wander, a good one is, I trust my own intuition. Okay, if you want to come back to that for this practice, it's there for you. All right, let's bring ourselves up out of that. And we're just going to bring our feet out in front of us and then take your feet a little bit wider. Okay, so you've got your knees bent. You can walk them in closer. And we're just going to bring our hands, grab on, so go behind your ankles, okay? And then grab onto the edge, the outside side of your ankles on each side, okay? Just going to get tall here for a minute. Just a little version of straddle. And again, if you want to walk your feet in closer, go a little bit deeper. Feel that in your hips. And then we're going to come to half butterfly, okay? We'll do deer the other side. I didn't forget about it, okay? If you're wondering. So extend your left leg out. Bring the bottom of your right foot in towards the inside of your left thigh. And then you take your blanket or towel and you roll it up and you put that under your left knee, okay? And again, here's where we play with it for a minute, and we fold over however we need to fold today. So it could be over your bent leg, all the way down. You can come forward. You can go over your extended leg, okay? So play with it for a minute and see where you need to be, okay? If you want to go deeper now, feel free. If you have any sensation of burning, pinching, tingling, numbness, anything that you don't like, just come out of the pose, okay? All right, let's come up wherever you're at there and just come up to straight seated. Take your right hand and we're going to reach under your right calf and just bring your leg up towards you, and then take your left hand. So you're kind of holding it there like that, okay? And just do a nice little gentle rock side to side. A little bit deeper into our hip. Really calm and gentle here. Pull back a little bit more if you want. And then let your right foot go down. Let's come back to our straddle pose. So bring your feet up flat on the floor. Your knees are wider than your hips, and we're going to reach our hands behind, grab on the side. Your ankles pull in here. You can walk your bum forward if you want to. A little bit in our hips again. All right, let's extend your right leg out now and then put your towel under your right knee or your blanket, whatever you got. Bottom of your left foot goes to the inside part of your right thigh. Okay, and again, here's where we find where we need to be right now. Okay. And if you feel, I have a little pinchiness in this knee. If you feel that, just take your foot away from your inner thigh a little bit more. Just needs a little bit more space. That's why it's pinching. It's too tight. It doesn't mean you'll lose the benefit of the pose, okay? Let's come up. And then take your left hand, bring it underneath your left shin, calf, and then take your right hand and just kind of pull that in towards you, okay? You can do a little rock side to side here. Kind of like cradle, like cradling your leg. Pull in a little bit more. And then release down. So now we're going to take our deer pose or 90-90 the other side. So if you kind of made a circle like I have here, your shin that was on your short edge last time is going to go on your long, and then your shin that was on your long is going on your short edge, okay? Check your joints. You might need to adjust. 90 from your hip to your knee to your ankle, okay? And then just be how you have to be. I don't want to come out of this. How to sneak a little bit of hip work into our spinal mobility practice. All right, when you're ready, we're going to come up onto our knees. And I'm just going to face shoot for this because it's probably easier to see. If you have any knee issues, or even if you don't, and you just want a little cushion, unroll your blanket or towel, kneel down on it. So we're in tabletop, so your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. We're going to extend your right foot out. Check that your arch aligns with your left knee. So the arch of your right foot, your left knee is like right in the middle, okay? And we're just going to take ourselves back a little bit and then forward. You can walk yourself forward and back, moving your hands. And then we're going to take our hands and walk ourselves over to the left, okay? Take yourself over to the left and come down as far as you want to come down. You can even grab one of your towels or blankets and kind of use that as a cushion. You can rest your forehead on the floor. Just be here for a couple more breaths. And then we're going to come up, walk ourselves forward. So come straight forward here. And then your left hand's going to go under your right arm. And then you're going to come onto your left shoulder and the left side of your face. And then if you want a little bit more cushioning, you can always use your towel or blanket and use that, okay? Keep a tiny bend in your extended leg. We don't want to lock it out, okay? Give it a little bit of mobility. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper, so your back's going to point more to the floor, your heart center is going to move more to the sky. A little bit deeper in your twist. And then we're going to bring our right hand closer to us, press ourselves up. And then take your right leg back, tuck your toes. Just lift back to down dog for just a minute, just to stretch everything out here. You can pedal. So lift and lower your heels, bend your knees. Okay. Lift up your toes. And then we're going to come back down to tabletop. Let's extend your left leg out now. Check your knee to arch alignment. Adjust as appropriate. And then we'll just start to walk ourselves forward and back here. And then take your hands and walk yourself to the right and then come down. Again, keep your blanket or towel close. You might need it. And then come back up, walk yourself forward. Again, you can unroll your towel or blanket. And then your right hand's going to go behind your left. You're going to roll onto your right shoulder, onto the right side of your head. And just feel that nice thread the needle. Keep a little bend in your left knee, okay? You feel like you want to bring your back a little bit more to the ground, towards the ground, and your heart center a little bit more towards the sky. And then let's take our left hand, press yourself up. Bring your left leg back, okay? You can move your towel or blanket out of the way. And then we'll tuck our toes, lift back to downward facing dog, and just pedal everything out again. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Yes. No. Express your downward facing dog. And then let's come back to our knees. Okay, you can move the blanket out of the way for now. We will use it again. So if you want to roll it up to get it ready. We're going to come all the way to our bellies, okay? Just get yourself onto your belly. Okay, roll around here. So we're going to come to Sphinx pose. This is a beautiful back bend, very supported. So just check that your wrists are under your shoulders, but the caveat is if you do feel pinchiness in your low back, just walk your hands forward a little bit more, okay? And then we're going to tuck our toes. Bring your hands to each side of your heart center. Keep your elbows straight back, and we're just going to press back to child's pose. This is where if you want to grab your rolled up towel or blanket and put it on your calves, you can, okay? And then we're just going to sit back here. Rest your forehead. And then we're going to bring our hands and try to reach either for your blanket, the bottom of your blanket, or your heels, okay? let's come back onto our bellies. So bring yourself up. Didn't want to come out of that one either. I'm going to stay there for a while. Okay, so we're going to so either go back into the Sphinx pose that we just did, if you like that, or we're going to go a little bit deeper, but if you don't like this pose, like I said, go back to Sphinx, go back to Child's if you want to do that. It's your practice, so you do what you want. So if you want to follow along with this one, though, we're going to do seals. So take your hands out to both corners of your mat, like that. Okay, so your arms are straight. And then you might need to scoot up more if you want to get a little bit deeper in the back bend, and then you just press up, okay? So you can adjust the intensity based on where your arms are at, but they need to be out at the side, the corners of your mat, okay? At that angle. Drop your shoulders down. They were up like mine. I'm all stressed out. I'll drop them down. Oh. You might be feeling it in your arms now. It's okay. Listen to yourself. Go out of it if you need to. And then if your arms are straight, just take a bend in your elbows before you come down, okay? And then let's take your left knee and bring it so that it aligns with your hips. So we're making a 90-degree from your left hip to your left knee and to your left ankle, okay? Make yourself a forearm pillow and rest your head on the right side. And then let's switch. So bring your left leg back, take your right knee up to the side. Forearm pillow, and then look to your left. Look to your right. And then let's bring your right leg back. And then now, again, let's press ourselves up, and then we're going to come up onto kneeling. And then let's take your knees We're going to come to saddle. So this takes a minute to get there sometimes. Option to take your towel or blanket and sit on that. Okay. All right. And then, so your knees are wider than your hips. Okay. You've kind of made some space. Your feet are on the outside of your hip bones. You're not directly sitting on your feet. Okay. This pose is great because it targets a lot. It targets your knees, your quads, your ankles, and even your back, okay? But it's pretty intense. So if you don't like it, come out of it and you can go back into the butterfly pose. You can go back into child's, a different pose you might like. So if you are doing saddle, just bring your hands behind you and just kind of let them support you a little bit. So your fingertips are pointing away from your body. I don't want them pointing. I guess you could do that if you want a little stretch in your wrists, but it might be kind of intense. So usually I point my fingers away. Guess you could do it for a minute and see if you like it. And then I never like to release my head back, okay? I like to maintain this flow of energy up, right? We don't want it going anywhere, and we also want to protect our neck, okay? It's called the Jalandhara Bandha if you're into bandhas with yoga, which that's a whole nother practice, but you can implement it in all your practices, okay? And some people are super flexible. They can just lay right down in this pose. So if that's you, go for it. And then when you're ready, just bring yourself up. And then we're gonna come up back to your kneeling. You can move your towel or your blanket. Might feel a little stiff here. It's okay. All right, and then we're gonna come back to tabletop and then extend your right foot back and stretch out. We need to stretch out our leg. It was pretty folded up there. So let's stretch it out. Really press to your heel. And then let's bring your right leg back. Let's do your other leg. Press it out. All right, and then we're gonna make our way to our back. So I will meet you on your back. Just keep your blankets close by. Always keep them close. All right, we're going to come all the way down. Whew. Press your head in the mat, walk your shoulder blades down. We're going to do a little bridge pose, just one last spinal mobility here. So bring your heels as close as you can to your bum. Your thighs, your shins, your feet are all making the number 11. They're all parallel. Shoulders are down. We're going to lift up, okay? Palms can be by your bum. Just lift for a moment. Feel yourself roll into your shoulder blades. Maybe lift a little bit more. Your knees might want to go out. Let's try to bring them in. So you can even imagine you're squeezing something in between your thighs. Lift. Come up onto your heels. Give yourself a little bit more lift. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your bum. And then let's start to roll down really slowly here. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together. A reclined bound angle pose here, just for a moment. And then let's bring your left foot, so now it's flat on the floor, okay? And then let's reach for the bottom inside heel of your right foot. Just come to half happy baby, just for a minute. You can even rock it. Rock your half happy baby here. Foot's parallel to the ceiling. And then you can peace finger, grab onto your big toe, extend your right foot, press through your heel. And then bend your right knee. Find the bottoms of your feet again. Come back to your bound reclined angle pose. Baddha Konasana. And then find your left peace fingers to your big toe, half happy baby this side, and we can just rock it here. Keep your right foot, land it flat on the floor. And then straighten your leg. Press to your heel. And then bend your knee and let it land. Take your blankets and just let your, well, we're gonna actually, let's come back. Let's start again. So we're gonna come back, knees bent flat on the floor. Take your hands to your hips and then pick up your hips and move them a couple inches to the left, okay? You're gonna let your knees drop onto your blanket. So your right knee is gonna land on your blanket. Your left knee can just kind of be in the air here. Now, if you like this, stay here. Arms go up at your shoulders, T-arms, and then there's the option to pick up your right foot and put it on top of your left thigh. And then you're going to look to your left. Okay. And then let's bring your knees up. Feet are flat on the floor. Pick up your hips and bring it back to center. And then give yourself a hug just to make sure everything realigns, okay? You can rock side to side here. And then we're going to land our feet down. Hands go to hips. Pick up your hips. Take them a little bit to the right, like 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches. Take your blanket over to the left and let your left knee land on your blanket. You can walk your right foot out a little if you need to. Arms at T-arms, at shoulder height. Look to your right. And then you can stay here. Option to pick up your left foot and put it on top of your right thigh if you want to go deeper. All right, and then let's bring our knees up, feet flat on the floor, and give yourself a hug. Rock side to side, massage your spine here a little. And then we're gonna set up for Savasana. So if you have any uncomfortable sensations in your low back, you can keep your knees bent and then point your hips to your thighs. There's always the option to take your rolled up blankets and put under your knees too. That's always lovely to help the low back. So while you get set up and ready for your Savasana, even maybe you want to cover up with a blanket if you get chilly when you lay down. I'm going to read you a meditation to go along with our Hakini Mudra, okay? As you rest here in stillness, allow the body to become heavy, the breath soft, the mind spacious. As we did with Hakini Mudra, honor the left and right sides of the body, logic and imagination, planning and feeling, doing and being. So much of life asks us to search outside ourselves for answers, to gather more information, to seek certainty before taking the next step. But beneath all the noise, there is another intelligence, a quieter voice. The voice that has been with you all along. Your intuition does not shout, it does not demand. It speaks in whispers, in sensations, in subtle nudges felt beneath the surface of thought. And perhaps the practice today was never about finding something new. Perhaps it was about remembering that wisdom already lives within you, remembering that you do not have to force clarity. You do not have to chase every answer. You do not have to see the entire path before taking the next step. Like a seed beneath the soil, Some truths reveal themselves only when given patience, stillness, and trust. For now, allow yourself to rest in the space between knowing and becoming. Trust the intelligence of your breath. Trust the wisdom of your body. Trust the quiet guidance that continues to unfold within you. And when the time comes to move forward, may you do so not from fear, but from inner knowing, not from urgency, but from trust, not from the need to control every outcome, but from the confidence that your deepest wisdom already knows the way. May you leave this practice with a quieter mind, an open heart, and the courage to trust the wisdom that has been waiting within you all along. When you're ready, start to bring some movement back to your fingers and your toes. You make a fist, point and flex your toes. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. You can reach our arms up over our head. Point our toes, do a nice full body stretch. Reach and then bend your knees, hug them into your chest. And then you can roll side to side here a little bit. When you're ready, roll to your favorite side and pause there to honor your body and honor your breath and honor yourself for being here today. And then when you're ready, press yourself up. We'll meet up in right where we started in Sukhasana. It's always an honor to share this time in space with you. May you be okay, may you be healthy, may you be free from suffering. May you know kindness, may you know peace, may you know love, and may you always remember to honor and listen to your own inner intuition. And then go ahead and bring your palms together, your third eye, your area of intuition, your area of knowing, and then to your heart center. Namaste. All right, thank you everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of your week, and hope to see you again. Bye.